good day for this program for so many reasons. I was asked questions at the press conference early in the week, what a win would mean. And I think a win means a lot of things. I think it's sending the seniors out in a victorious locker room the way we wanted to. I've told you guys many times the fun is in the winning, and that was a fun locker room to be in right now. These guys can tell you about it. So proud of so many things. I think that it helps our coaches understand why we're staying the course, and why we're doing things that we are, the way we know works to win, and gives them the understanding that it does work. We just have to keep doing it. We've got to do it better and better each day. For recruiting, it's going to be a great boost, because the reality is that today we had a bunch of seniors play their last game. We played really well, and they kind of passed the torch, because you had seniors and then you had a bunch of young guys making a ton of plays on that field today, and that's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun going forward. It's the start of locker rooms that will be like that. It's the start of taking teams to deep water in the second half and finding a way to finish or pull away by running just a simple gap scheme, having it blocked pretty well, and then having a runner go be special and finish that thing 80 yards. So a lot of fun. I thought that in all three phases today, we made plays, and that's awesome. I think you talked about our defense, and it was a defense, that allowed, what they allowed today, 13 points against an offense that was averaging 32.5 points per game. Explosive guys on the outside. We did some good things coverage-wise. I thought Coach Smith had an unbelievable plan. And then you had guys, they started running it, and we had to rally to the ball. We had to make tackles in the open field, and we did it. And then you had guys like George just make plays all over the field. All over the field. And it's a standard we've come to expect from him. And this might have been his best effort today. Might have been his best game of the year. So that's exciting. Offensively, more efficient. Did better covering people up in the run game and moving them. Handled movement up front a lot better than we have all year. And then you had great runs. The touchdown run by Gio was phenomenal on the first series. And then Juma doing what he did, which tied the 5th most rushing yards in a game in Rice history. And just a great day by Juma. Taking what was there and making plays. And the ability to separate and finish, which is awesome. Special teams wise, did well at everything. It comes back to Jack Fox. 6 of his 8 punts were inside the 20. Just a normal Jack Fox day. But again, a fun day at the office for me against what I think is a very talented offense over there. And Bobby Wilder's doing a phenomenal job with that Old Dominion team. So I couldn't be happier, and I think it's the start of something really special. And I will always be indebted to these seniors for their role and for really starting this legacy the right way. But I'm happy. I'll open up for questions.
Coach, you're locked up in a tight game, you score, and the defense comes up, and the game kind of turns into a blowout, for you in the fourth quarter. Talk to me about what you guys did dominating that fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think just the mindset of the defense to take the ball away the way they did, and then you saw them start to get hits on the passer. George had a sack on the last or second to last drive. All those guys up front were working, and it's always one of those things where front, the rush and the coverage work together, and today they worked together beautifully. I think we surprised them with a couple things coverage-wise, and then the rush got home, whether they were making sacks or just getting hits on. It means everything when we can do that.
I know that it's been a rough year, but to go out and play like that and to see him go out, and you talked about it a little bit when you came out here, but just to see the way it played out, quarter by quarter, play by play, what was that like?
It's the future of Rice football. It's intellectual brutality. It's pound the rock, control the clock, and play great defense. And it's everything we talk about on display today, and really by everybody who touched the field for us, and that's exciting.
Coach, you talked about buying into the process and all when the season started. You can't buy into the process unless you have seniors that's going to lead. And the day that looked like that's what you was talking about.
Exactly. And seeing these guys and the emotion, even in pregame, when they were going out to take pictures with their family and being recognized as seniors in this program. Even a couple like Gio who transferred into the program, they came from different paths. I made fun of Grayson Shots today. He started in this program when some of these guys like Juma were in diapers. I mean, he's been here forever, and so it's been such a long road for some of those guys. Different places, but they ended up here. And again, I'm thankful that we had the leadership we had out of a couple of those guys, and especially the captains and guys like Gio, who ended up getting put on the leadership council. So they've been awesome.
And Fox today, he was the weapon when you needed it.
Flip the field, all the things we talked about. What we said is we would do what we want to do more efficiently on offense. Defensively, we'd stop them. We'd get takeaways, get the takeaways we needed, get a few 3 and outs, and special teams could be the difference because you know Jack Fox will always come through and flip that field. And obviously we're going to miss Jack, but we've got another punter that we feel really good about, so maybe we can keep that alive here at Rice University.
Without getting too far into it, how are you all able to make that distinguish, like that guy's going to take us where we need to go on special team, finding the punter, the kicker that accepts their role in the game situations to either pin a team back or get a field goal when you need one?
Yeah, I think it goes back to Pete Lembo. I think what he's done for these guys mindset-wise and what he's done with our special teams, who I think in 2017 were number 114 in the nation, and now we're like always flirting around with the top 10 in America. And the big reason for it is those 2 kickers, whether it's Jack Fox or Hayden Tabola. And you know, I don't think Pete would come in here and tell you he's a kicker whisperer or anything like that, but he does an unbelievable job filming them, talking them through their stroke and the consistency of it. And he's just made those guys really confident, and they've gone out there and had the best years of their lives.
In past games, this team has met adversity and not stopped trying, but sort of struggled to go for the home. Today, you guys, it seemed every time that there was some sort of struggle, you guys kept responding. Not only that, you really put your foot down towards the end. You just talked about what that was like to see.
Yeah, it was just awesome. It's like the old video game Mortal Kombat, you know, when his head's spinning and it's like finish it, right? And today we finished him, and you have to do that. You have to have that desire and that want to. And actually, you have to believe when you put up those 4 fingers in the 4th quarter that that's the way it's going to go. Like, hey, we're going to end this thing together. I'm going to make the play. I'm going to fight you to make the play. But you can count on me to do my job while we're doing it. And it was awesome. I mean, I was in the offensive huddle and the defensive huddle, and the mindset and the mentality, it felt more like what I want. And again, we're going to really continue to work on that and harp on that, because I think this can be the new normal as we get going.
Do you really have a word to summarize what, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of positive emotion. Is it more sort of relief? Is it just joy? Is it what you most feel?
What am I feeling?
Yeah, what do you most feel like this?
Excited and disappointed. Excited that we performed today, and that these guys laid it on the line for each other. Disappointed that we don't have another game to do it this year. Disappointed I got to wait 9 months, and there's going to be so much work that goes into this program, whether it's with Coach Hans Straub, whether it's spring ball, whether it's for these coaches to get on the road recruiting. And it's all part of it. It's, you know, college football is the cycle that it is. But I wouldn't mind playing another game with these guys right now.
You kind of talked about how long you have to wait. How much easier is it going into a long off season when you have played, when this is the final note for this one?
I think it's much easier. I think there's a chance my wife thought she would have had me committed if we hadn't found a way to win this one in the 4th quarter. So she'll be happy, and I'm going to be happy. I'm going to enjoy this one with my family tonight, and I hope these guys do the same. I just want them to take care of each other and have a great time together.
Coach, y'all had 2 touchdowns, started pretty strong in the first half, kept them out of the end zone. 3rd quarter starts, they score, it's 13-13, and your starting quarterback gets injured again.
Is that adversity?
What's going through your mind, and how reassuring is it to know that Sean can come in and not have to throw a pass, and y'all can still win by 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, I was just talking to our athletic director, Joe Carlgard, about that. Like the value of having somebody with that experience and somebody like Sean to just come in. I didn't even know where he was. I was like, is somebody going to call the play in the huddle? And he's just getting warm. And then Sean just calmly trots out there, calls the play in the huddle, and we rock. So that was exciting that he came in there. I'm so excited that he got a chance to do that on senior day and to get back in that huddle and lead us a little bit. Because I think like we talked about the passing of the torch, right? Like Sean did some great things for us, and I'm so thankful he joined our program. Which you look at how he's mentored Wiley and how Wiley's come along, and that's really exciting. And the same thing at the running back position. You know, again, like those old heads have done a lot to help Juma develop. And whether it's Austin talking about things he sees, whether it was Soup early on, like I remember those guys spending a lot of time in those meeting rooms with him during camp. And so, again, very appreciative of those old heads. Awesome to have the experience of a guy like Sean to jump in the huddle when Wiley went down. And, you know, it was great to hear Wiley's voice on the sideline. You know, Wiley was in pain, and obviously could have pouted and worried about the other situation. He stood there and led like a quarterback's supposed to from the sideline. I heard his voice constantly. So, all good things.
You said you gotta wait 9 more months to get back out there. But needing to get your first conference win, Wiley Green, Jumbo Tibiano in the backfield, freshmen scattered all up and down playing meaningful minutes in your last game of the year that were 4th, 5th string scout team guys 3 months ago.
Yeah, they were.
And they were the guys that got your first win at Rice. Just how incredible is that, and reassuring as a coach to know if you keep pressing the right buttons, you're going to find the guys that can do it.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you how proud I am of this coaching staff for putting that recruiting class together last January. It's 6 weeks or 7 weeks, whatever it ended up being. And some of it's evaluation, some of it's hard work and recruiting. But the thing that we can't lose sight of is we struck gold, whether it was luck or whatever the case was with this freshman class. They're the kind of people that love football, and they're ones that are going to help us build this program. You combine those guys with guys like George, with guys like Austin Trammell, and we've got a lot to build on right here. I think I'd be remiss if I didn't go back to your scout team comment. Like, it was like 2 weeks ago where Andrew Bird was a scout team corner, and he started today and had 8 tackles and made plays going against 2 6'3" receivers that have been dynamic in this conference for years. So, yeah, I'm excited.
And then you saw the beginnings of the fruit with getting a win today and all the efforts by this freshman class. How important is it, like you said, to strike gold, to finish it up with another great recruiting class that you're going to hit the road this coming weeks? And how does that set the trajectory for your program?
Yeah, it means everything in recruiting. Recruiting is the lifeblood of every football program. You know, I mean, the way you change a program is acquisition of talent, development of talent, and then implementation of talent. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're going to go get the best talent we can get. I've talked to these guys that are going to host these recruits. They're excited to have them in town. They're going to do a great job recruiting them. And they're going to continue to sing our praises. And the things we're selling are, you know, a place where you can get a world-class degree, play big-time college football with guys that love ball, and with a locker room that'll love you back. And we'll have a like-minded mindset of wanting to work and wanting to be great in everything you do. So that's what's really cool. Like, yeah, we're going to go bring in more kids like that. And it's why I chose Rice and why I hope they do too.
Anything else? Julie wants to talk about